Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And for today's video, we're going to talk about the 4 major things that you should remember before buying those babies. So, if you're new to my channel and if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. And if you're not a new subscriber, welcome back and thank you so much for making it through. So without further ado, let's talk about plants. Number 1 will be research. Again, as I've mentioned on my 2 previous vlogs, research is everything, research is life. So get as much information as you can, regardless with the species or plant that you wanted or you desire for quite some time, especially for our plant beginner friends out there. Well, the reasons are simple. Number 1, care and requirements, price-wise, and your location. So we have to consider our location, our budget, of course, our budget, so we don't go broke just because we buy plants, right? So, do I make sense? But yeah, I've been there. When I was just starting with my plant journey, I go crazy, and every time I see a new plant that I saw in Pinterest and Instagram, it's like I wanted to have this plant. But the truth is, behind my head is I don't have any idea on how to take care of this plant. So at the end of the day, I wasted my money and I throw the plant on the trash bin. So you don't want that to happen to you, isn't it? So number 1 again is research. Number 2 is watering. Okay, so a lot of us, especially the beginners out there, the plant beginners out there, and I've been there too when I was just starting. So we tend to either overwater or underwater our plants. So this is one of the major causes of root rot. Just in case you don't know what root rot is, well, if you see the leaves of your plant is yellowing or like having brown tips, that maybe is one of the signs that your plant is dying or you have a root rot. On the other hand, if you underwater your plants, the leaves turn to burn and turn brown. So it's quite the same thing. Sometimes it turns brown, it turns yellow. So again, it depends on how you take care of your plants. So if you are guilty of underwatering your plants and you're lazy or too busy to water your plants, then you might consider getting a plant that doesn't need so much water requirements. Or if you have more spare time to spend with your plants, then maybe you can get ferns, aglaonemas, alocasia that loves humidity, or calathea marantha that loves humidity and loves to be watered, but not overwatered. And this, my friends, is one of the major causes of root rot. Trust me. So what you can do is you can do the finger method, and it always works. Yes, it does. Or if you're too lazy to poke your finger on the soil, you can buy a moisture meter. You can find this at the nursery or grocery store or hardware. Yes, some hardware, they sell moisture meter. The right way to water your plant is to just let the water drain straight onto the holes. Just shower them, and once you see the water is draining and passing through the holes, that's the time you need to stop. So how are we gonna check if our plant needs to be watered? First, you need to poke your fingers onto the soil. If you see the surface is dry, and then you need to poke your fingers on it like maybe an inch or 2. And if you feel that the soil is not moist anymore or it's not wet, it's soggy and it's dry, and you can feel it. Or you can just simply lift your pots, and if it's too light, then it's time to water your plants. So if you may ask, when is the right time to water my plants? Or every when do I need to water the plants? Well, the answer is it depends on the weather. So if you think it's rainy season, or most of the time it's being humid or rainy or drizzling, because this is tropical country. We have tropical country, we don't have 4-season country. So it's either rainy season or dry season, hot season. So for me, what I do is, this one is personally my experience. I water my plants either twice or once a week. So that's how I water my plants. I don't have a specific routine or a specific day to water them, but I make sure that I water them at least twice a week. The next one is repotting. Oh, a lot of us are so excited to buy these nice porcelain or ceramic pots, especially the white ones or with the cute designs. But guess what? Don't do it. Let them adjust or get acclimated at the environment of your home or temperature of your home, because sometimes our house tends to be too hot, too warm, or too humid or too cold. Then it depends. Again, it depends on your location. So we need to consider this. If we love our plants so much, especially if it's too pricey, then you must consider to repot. Just save your nice beautiful pots. Maybe give it a month or two. Then you're good to go. You can repot them. And one more thing, please select the right pot size. Okay? We tend to buy the big pots just because, again, it looks nice, but actually the plants just need 1 or 2 inches bigger than their previous pots. So for example, this one, this is the cuttings of my philodendron ring of fire, and the mother plant is still on her old pot, but that one is a big pot just because she's a mother plant. But this one is just the right size for this size of plants. So again, you must consider the size of the plant on the size of your pot selection. This is another example. This one is philodendron Brickean, and it's doing great. So this has been here for maybe 6 months or so, and it's not root bounded yet, but in time, maybe after a couple of months, I will be repotting this and put this one on a bigger pot. So it's okay, it still thrives, and I guess it looks happy though. And the last one for the list will be the sunlight requirement. This is really fundamental. This is really necessary for all the plants out there. I'm talking about general plants. So we all know that plants need sunlight for them to thrive and grow beautiful, vibrant, and bigger. So what we do is we need to consider a special spot for them, like window pane, like racks, or I don't know, tables or whatever, plant stand or whatnot, just for them to absorb enough sunlight. 3 to 4 hours of sunlight will be enough for them. So you don't want to overdo it, because sometimes, like this Homalumina in front of me, behind me, he tends to have sunburns because I remove him on the spot where the plant hits so hard and it's direct sunlight. So you don't want the direct sunlight for your plants, especially alocasia, caladiums, calathea, or those plants who have delicate and thin leaves. But hardies like philodendrons, that's why I love them. Philodendrons, different Bacchia, Scindapsus, Pothos, Aglaonemas, these are hardies. So if they have direct sunlight sometimes, then it's okay. But don't overdo it. As I said, you must put some shade or like green screen. You can find this on department store or hardware shops, and you can DIY just like what I did to my balcony, so that the sun won't hit them directly and won't burn the leaves. So I guess that is it for today. I hope you learned something in this video, especially for the new or plant beginners out there. So this one is specifically dedicated for you. Again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. And if you're not a new subscriber, thank you so much for making it through, and thank you for supporting my channel, liking, sharing this video, and feel free to comment down below, and I want to hear from you guys about your plant journey and all. So again, this has been me, Zamutsari, and I'll see you all on my next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.